I'm Teresa from Phoenix Gate Crafts, and today we're figuring out if you have too many WIPS. Now this is something I really can't tell you how many WIPS is too many for you, just like you can't tell me how many WIPS are too many for me, because every single person has a different threshold for the number of WIPS that are acceptable. And mine is usually around 3 to 5 projects before I start really getting like, oh my gosh, I have a lot. But some people with ADHD, it's just like WIP City, because their brains don't follow through and their brains get sidetracked onto something else that's pretty, and it's just how their brains work. And there are some people who are one project monogamous until it's over, then getting the next one. And you know, it's just one end to the other. And I don't think there's anything wrong with any of them unless you feel that it's not okay. So I figured I'd just take you through my WIPS and figure it out from there. So first WIP, if you've watched my podcast, you're probably already familiar with it. It's a knitting one, and not all my WIPS are knitting right now. About half of them are cross stitch. But it is my poncho, my knit poncho in lace weight yarn that is taking 4 flippin' ever. And we're getting some nice weather here. I know it's the beginning of March, but I'm in California. This is pretty normal. We're probably gonna have like one more storm and then it's gonna be beautiful after that. But anyway, it's not feeling like the right weather to make a poncho, so I don't feel like it. I'm taking a bit of a break. I am okay with this. I probably will finish this one sometime, hopefully before summer. And if I really feel like it's going nowhere, because you know, the longer that it gets, the more each round takes, the less it feels like you're progressing, even though you're actually doing the same amount of stitches every day. I might put this aside until fall, because this would be a wonderful thing to wear in the fall. My actual active WIP right now is this kit. I actually got this about 20 years ago when I was in junior college. And it's a bunch of shoes. Now, I am not super keen on this. Like, I'm not a shoes person. I have like 6 pairs of shoes. Technically 8, but 2 pairs the dog got to and needed replacements. And 1 pair doesn't fit. None of them look like this. And am I being unreasonable thinking that this shoe right here should really be a point shoe? Is that just me? Anyway, I had not done much. I basically had most of the border done except for this row. And it's still technically not done. I still need to do the gray. I had done some of the back stitching, which I now know you're not supposed to do until you've finished, or at least finish that section. I don't have a problem with like doing some back stitching as you go, but like this right here is basically what I've done, this and finishing the black going around. Look at those platforms. These are so early 2000s. And this is what I'm working on currently, but I've had it for about 19, 20 years. So it's never too late to finish something. And I am getting to it. And you know, as I look at that picture, I'm hating it less and less, because that was the real reason I set it aside. I really didn't like the picture and I wasn't too keen on it. I have much better systems for finishing a cross stitch piece now as well. So that helps as well with motivation and just kind of like, well, I like this shoe's color. Let's keep going. The next 2 WIPs are technically unfinished objects at this point. One pattern is a knit pattern, and it's going to be basically a t-shirt. It's called the V-back tee, but I do the V in the front because, as you can see, a V-neck looks pretty good on me because I be a busty lass, and V-necks balance out my tiny little head with my big bosom. It's honestly like my 3rd V-back tee, and I started it intelligently in the fall with cotton bamboo yarn. And although there is an option in the pattern to make it long sleeved, I don't want to do that. I wanted it to be a t-shirt. That's why I got a yarn that's theoretically good in the summer. I don't know, I haven't actually worn it in the summer yet, but it was getting fall and it was getting cold and it was getting rainy, and I just didn't feel like doing it. So you know what? I decided not to force myself, and I put it away. And here's a picture of where it's been since I reorganized my yarn in January. And yeah, you can watch that video if you're interested, but it's there. It's gonna be there until I feel like doing it again, probably after Easter. I might work on it in time for Easter, I don't know. And the fourth one I've got going is huge. And it is a 50-inch by 30-inch cross stitch. And it is going to be a stained glass window of all the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time characters. And I've only done Raru's nose. I'll see if I can't give you a picture of what it's supposed to look like. I was very excited. I got all the thread I needed. I got the fabric, and it is black Ada, which is kind of hard to go on. I am not loving my stand, and I have no motivation to work on it at the moment. I'm really enjoying doing small, low commitment projects. And you know what? That's okay. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter how quickly you finish your projects. We do not have to be pumping out finished objects all the time. And this is something I feel we need to talk about, because it's something that it really shows up in like crafty groups and hobby groups and everything, where you know you see all these different people and they always have these finished objects and they're always beautiful and it's lovely, and it just makes you feel like you're not putting out enough. So a lot of people feel that they need to knit faster or crochet faster, or you know, they need to spend more time on their hobby so that they can get more done, so that they have more to show in the group. And it's just like, here's the thing, most of those people are only finishing one project every so often, or they'll do something like me, where I'm not making anything consistently, and then all of a sudden I'll have 4 or 5 finished projects because they all come done together. And it's weird how that happens. I like work in waves. It's kind of funny. I know we all want the gratification of finishing an object, but ultimately it doesn't have to be. And my perspective is that have as many unfinished projects as you want. You know, and if you really feel bad, like there are some people who have 10, 20, 80. I don't know how much that 80 was exaggerated, but it sure felt honest at the time, at least in terms of how she felt about it. And like, if you don't feel good about how many WIPS you have, hey, take a little time, look through what you have, reclaim the yarn for projects you know you're never going to finish and you have no interest in. And it's okay to throw something away if you're just like, I don't even want to unravel this. I don't want to pick this apart, or donate it. Somebody else might want it, or whatever. And then finish the fastest one that's closest to finish. So if there's something that's only going to take like one evening to finish, might as well finish it. That gets you on a roll. And then pick something else that looks kind of exciting to finish, and then get that one done. And then maybe another one if you need to, or if you're at a good place now that you finished 2, maybe start something that you can finish quickly in a night or 2, and then get back to kind of working down your stash. I go through phases where I do this. I just finished 3 projects this week. Podcast 3 will be coming out in a few days, so you probably want to like and subscribe if you want to see that. And you know, I've got a wave of finished objects. I don't think I had a single finished object in podcast 2. It's okay to not finish stuff. We don't have to constantly be a production society. We can sometimes just do stuff because we like it. And when we just do stuff because we like it, that's when we get the meditative experience. That's when we get the emotional, good stuff that happens when it comes to our craft. The resting, the relaxing, the good feelings of finishing something that we can then use. For me, I usually have about 3 to 5 WIPs, usually one very long, big thing, one kind of medium thing to alternate with, and then whatever real quick thing I need to get done for whatever reason. You know, birthdays, Christmas, whatever. And at that point, if I get more, I might work some down. I might not. And remember, if you don't want to finish something, you don't have to. Anyway, I hope you found this helpful, and I want you to know I'm cool with whatever you've got as long as you're cool with it too. Bye.